So, what you want to talk about?
Girl, I done told you we ain't doing that.
Yes, we are. We are.
You've been canceled in the Caribbean too.
So, what you want to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about how we are in Curacao, and I am drinking this nice Polar Pilsner beer. It is really good. I already had three mojitos. Four?
Higher.
No, I did not have more than 4 mojitos.
Higher.
I got 2 at a time, and then I got another one.
This is the Drunky Podcast.
No, I had 3 mojitos. Because I ordered 2 at a time first from another girl, and then we went and I got that one from another girl that makes them really strong. And then on the way out, I was like, well, let me get another mojito. And they's like, oh, you drunky? Okay, I'll just grab a beer then. Because apparently you're not a drunk if you drink a beer. So I've been told.
Who told you that bullshit? That's funny.
I've been told. Anyways.
So what are you doing in the Caribbean?
Well, what are you doing here? I know what I'm doing here. What are you doing here? Oh, I'm here to enjoy my honeymoon. What are you here?
Oh, work honeymoon?
Well, it's mostly honeymoon, but yeah. I'm here to enjoy my honeymoon.
Actually, it's been really nice. She's been carrying everything for me all week.
Yeah. So
that's unusual.
You see these shoulders? This is the way of carrying you and my family, my entire life.
Don't steal my joke.
Stolen.
Stole my joke, bro.
Stolen.
I'm carrying this family on my shoulders my whole life.
Yeah, yours is better. The way you said it was better. I had to steal it. I'm sorry. Anyways, God. But we are right now on the 2nd story balcony of a. We just got the basic double bed. It's nice, and they moved
the basic king bed.
They moved it together.
They call it a double bed down here, but it's a king.
No, because they moved it together.
Nah.
Because we were on our honeymoon, and they like decorated it super sweet. Like we're gonna have to like show you pictures of that. Like they decorated the bed. It's really nice. But my discount only allowed us to get a double bed, so I was kind of worried because it said 1 double bed. So I was thinking like it was 1 like small bed, but it really wasn't. So that was perfect. But they moved the 2 double beds together and made it like a king.
Yeah, this is a king bed. I got like my whole side. It's great.
And there's like a section in the middle, like where you kind of like.
She's over there in her little mummified tomb.
But you know what? I sleep great.
Covers over her head.
I sleep great here. I sleep great.
Like that guy on the beach, once he gets burned, he just puts the towel over him.
That's me.
It's on the beach.
And then I wake up occasionally with him snoring. I tell him to roll over, and I don't hear nothing. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've just been having a good time. We've been here 4 days.
A few days, yeah.
Yeah. 4. Saturday, half day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4.5 days.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
I know, and it's almost over.
Mm-hmm. It's the first thing we did.
Huh?
So what's the first thing we did when we landed?
I got a drink. Checked in.
We got pizza.
Who?
When we got here, we got pizza.
Oh, he got pizza.
Yeah.
I got a drink.
They were like, you can only have slices right now. I was like, well, give me 8.
He's not lying. But I will say, like, I don't really like pizza that much. And I don't really eat ice cream like that, but that's like the best thing here so far. So I've just been eating pizza and ice cream and French fries. And what are those things called? Cassouffle? Yep. Cassouffle? That is banging. They're like little ravioli, but they're not ravioli, but they're like...
They're mozzarella sticks, but they're in squares.
They are so good.
It's almost like a pizza roll, but with like flaky outside.
It's so good. And then you dip it in mayonnaise.
Without the, I don't dip mine in mayonnaise. But.
So good, I do. But what do I not dip in mayonnaise?
So we've been doing the opposite of this shirt right now.
His says eat clean, train dirty. It's kind of like bunched up. There you go. And mine is fueled by ambition. My ambition is to enjoy my honeymoon and drink and not gain weight. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out.
Right.
That's my ambition for this trip.
Well, I think I've more or less used this trip as inspiration to own my own all-inclusive resort one day.
We've kind of made it a thing where we go to travel and we talk about how we can make it better. And I know that's like not really the goal of going on a trip. Like the goal to go on a trip is to like enjoy it, the trip, which we do. But we enjoy like brainstorming how we can make things better and we can improve it and how we can enhance the experience of the guest.
Right.
So, for example, like I said, this place is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's beautiful. But like when we first checked in, we are the furthest away from the check-in area. So we had 2 luggages, a backpack each. And we had to walk. And that's fine, you know, like, but you had to walk up hills and like go around like trails to get here. With the big luggages, like it would have been nice to have like a shuttle that would like golf
or at least
you.
a golf cart.
A golf cart.
Or at least take your luggage up here.
Yeah, that wasn't.
The luggage.
Yeah, that wasn't offered. You know, which is fine. But like I said, I'm very picky with where I stay, sort of, because I'm in the industry. So I was like, you know, if I was paying full price for something, like I would expect a full price service. So I'm thinking of people who don't pay half price like I did.
Right.
So that either way, that's what I would want. That was just one example, but we've enjoyed it so far. There's a lot of interesting noises. The first night we face like our other side is residential, so they're like actually people that live behind us. So we can hear like their dogs in the morning and stuff. But after the second day, I tuned them out.
Well, we already have dogs that live around us anyway, so you already kind of tune that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, but normally we have like a bunch of fans blowing, so it like drowns it out.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've had a great time so far. We've what?
Unfortunately, we couldn't see any turtles. We did see its head stick out, or Meredith saw its head stick out.
We went to Du Bois Beach.
So Du Bois Beach, that's where the sea turtles are at, and it was too rough, so it stirred up the sand, so it wasn't clear, so you couldn't see when you snorkeled. But
I swore I saw a turtle head stick out, and I'm just gonna run with that. I don't know if anybody else did, but
the first day at Porto Marie Beach, it was very clear. We were able to see everything, so it was beautiful.
Saw a bunch of fish. I saw rainbow fish. It was really pretty. I liked it. I liked snorkeling. It was fun. And people watching and all that.
So why are vacations important?
Vacations to me are important to reset and relax. Ish.
Well,
I don't know.
To me, it kind of like, especially when you come to the Caribbean. Like most of the Caribbean is basically a third world country, right? So the roads aren't very good. You know, people make a lot less money here.
That sounds like North Carolina. What are you talking about?
That's true too.
Like you describing a third world country, that is where we live.
You know, like you come to a place where you have to put the toilet paper in the trash can instead of flushing it, like, you know, stuff like that you don't even really think about in America, but it makes you more, to me, coming on vacation to the Caribbean makes you more appreciative of the things that you have, right? I don't know if that is true for you or not.
It's true. Like I thought like I wanted to leave America so bad, but then when I actually went and explored, I still think that sometimes, but then I actually leave it and then I'm like, okay, I'm cool with going back. Like I like the fact that now, like, it's January, like, we're outside, it's 80 degrees, breezy, beautiful, sunny. Like, I like that. I like being warm. So I appreciate coming here, but yeah, I appreciate going home too. Like if I could live half the year in a Caribbean country and half the year in America, I would.
And if only there was a tax advantage to that. Hashtag Puerto Rico.
Don't we call? Ooh, don't be telling everybody where we're trying to go.
Everybody already knows the secret. It's not like it's...
I mean, rich investors know the secret.
Yeah, for sure.
But not regular people.
That's true. They probably know it.
We don't want to kick out people of Puerto Rico either. I'll let them come over and hang out. But, so anyways, I think for me, vacation is like, especially going to a tropical country, is to like be warm when I would be cold.
So
I get like
refresh your
seasonal
vitamin D.
Yeah, like I feel like I get seasonal depression. Like I get really sad in the winter and like just down. And you know, I've been realizing that in the past my vitamin D was really low. This year, knock on wood, it wasn't. I was actually like good this year, but with my vitamin D. But like I didn't realize how much that plays a role in like your mood and like your body aching. Like I haven't had, knock on wood, like my body hasn't hurt this winter. Like it's been really great, but I come to the Caribbean country to get warm. And I do like we still incorporate like our same activities. Like we're still repping our brand, we're still going to the gym, we're still, you know, trying to do as well as we can with our diet as possible. So I think like I said, we are doing pretty good with that.
For sure.
What else have we done? Nate's beat me in cards like 100 times in Rummy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so Meredith's not very good at
I'm pretty
Rummy.
sure my grandpa would be really upset with me that I would let you whip my butt like how you have been. I won 2 games and we ended
you won 1.
I won 2.
You won 1.
I won 1 and then
No, you only
because
won 1.
because I accidentally put the ace down and you let me take it back, and then the last one I won flat out. So
No,
yeah.
that was the last one.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway.
I won 2. The last one we left. We left after that. I was like, okay, you want to keep playing? I was like, no, I already won mine. My one. Let's go home.
So the number one reason we came here is to work, right? So we got...
No, it's for our honeymoon.
Well, for our honeymoon. But,
That's the number one reason.
You know, everywhere we go, we're repping the brand, right? And we're taking pictures at these locations with the brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that way we have content.
And I'm a little bit...
Ensorsale, you know.
I'm a little bit more eager to take pictures now since we have lost some weight. I feel like we look pretty good in our photos.
And it just so happened that, you know, the gym here actually had the sickest murals to take pictures with. So
if you follow
that
us,
worked out great.
If you follow us, you'll see those posted.
Yeah, we'll probably try to post those over the next 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But so when we get to the primary location of where we were going that day, so like yesterday we went to the Riff Fort, you know, which is in downtown Curacao. And downtown Curacao, which is in the city
of
Williamstad, downtown Williamstad. And so the first thing we do is we go to the Riff Fort and we start taking photos with the brand, right? We go to the top of the fort, you know, get the views. I actually got a video of the bridge actually coming in and out this time, which is really cool.
That's really cool. It's the Emma Bridge, and it's 125 years old. And each side like moves, like the bridge will start like this, and it'll just...
It's a pontoon bridge, so literally it's sitting on boats. Right?
And the boats will move. It's weird.
And then the engine turns on and it moves out and lets big boats come by and then moves back.
I mean, it's not a small bridge either. So like you could actually like get stuck on that bridge too when you start hearing it go like ring, the bells ringing.
Yeah.
Like you gotta run or you're gonna be stuck on that bridge for like 15 minutes.
I'm gonna say, and then, you know, after we get the photos done, then we can we walked around, shopped, you know.
I bought my traditional, what's it called? Not traditional, but I guess it's a tradition because it's the second time. My customary Curacao shirt, long sleeve shirt that I negotiated and haggled, and I bought a romper. It was on sale for $15, and it was so cute. And I wore it to dinner last night.
So she pulls this thing out. She says, "Do you have it in this?" They say, "Oh, we can give that to you for $25, but we don't have what you actually want." So she puts it back, starts walking out.
I see this cute romper.
And then she sees a romper.
For sale. It was on sale. Like, it was already on a discount.
The sale rack. Like, she didn't already see the sale rack when she walked by it the first time.
Yep.
But she probably did.
I probably did.
So she picks this thing up and she says, "Ooh, this is cute. How much is this?" "Okay, I'll get it." And she takes it to the register.
And they say, what? Oh, you want to add a shirt for...
They said $15.
You want to add a
shirt? No,
20.
Oh, was it 20? Okay.
Yeah.
For 20, and she was like, "Oh, that's a little high."
And I said, "Oh, can I get that long sleeve shirt for 20?" Or no.
I think it was 10.
Yeah, it was 10.
And you got the long sleeve for 15.
For 15. And then the other girl was like, "Well, I told her 25 for that long shirt." And I was like, "Well," and they started laughing. They're like, "Oh, our prices are all over the place here," but it just happened. I think, like you said, the location, when we were walking, the location is like in alleys, so like it's not really accessible to when the cruise ships let out. Like, they're not going in between the alleys like we were.
Yeah.
So they don't get as much foot traffic, but they were very nice, and they had let me haggle and negotiate. It was great. So I bought a romper and a Curacao long sleeve shirt for $25. It was great.
Pretty sweet deal. On those.
And my other Curacao shirt I still have in my closet. It's kind of like peeling right here because it's been since 2018, but it's lasted a very long time. So I still wear it sometimes to the gym, but now I can replace it with this new Curacao shirt. Curacao shirt.
But that one was actually one of the hoodie shirts, right?
Yeah, I really like the hoodie
Which
shirt.
was really cool. It was a tie-dye hoodie shirt.
And it was thin.
Which is like super rare.
Right. And it was like thin, so like you can wear it. Like I wore it in the summer.
Right.
Like this one's a little thicker, so when I go back home to you know to North Carolina, like I can wear it. You know, and it would be a nice shirt to wear for me to be warm, yeah. But yeah, I loved that part, the downtown. We played bingo last night at the resort. That was fun, and what's interesting to me is that like the main languages here are Dutch and Palpamento and Spanish. Like people were speaking Spanish, but Palpamento and Spanish are similar, and it's like a cross of like all these different languages together. So like we made friends. They were so nice. They sat behind us and they were telling us what they were saying because we had no idea what the rules were and stuff. And they were like, "Do you understand?"
They did a weird version of bingo, and I don't know if they do this in bingo in America or not.
No.
But where they do like, he did like the first line and the fifth line only.
And then someone would win.
So all the numbers in the 2, 3, and 4 lines didn't matter.
But they did because...
But they did at the end. But the next round, you finished the card out, which was, you know...
It was interesting. I've never played bingo like that.
Yeah, so I've only ever played bingo where you got a row.
But I think that was to help them not pass out and waste as many cards, probably. Because those 2 rounds lasted a whole hour and 15 minutes at least.
A long time.
So it was fun. That was cool. So I feel like we have a lot more downtime here at this resort because there's not that many activities compared to like other resorts that we've been to. And they have bumper cars, but they're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So like we didn't know that. We got here Saturday. If we would have known,
we would have immediately done the bumper cars.
Yeah. So like we have to do that Friday.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Because I'm about to bump Nate with this bumper car. Boom, boom,
you don't want none, girl.
What else? The mojitos are on point. That's pretty much what I've been drinking.
Yeah, anytime you come to the Caribbean, you always drink mojitos.
They're so good.
I don't know why, but
because they're good. Like I don't want like a thick, like those other ones like okay, so Curaçao's known for blue Curacao. Like the liquor is just too strong.
They're known for liqueur. but the blue curacao is made with their liqueur.
Yeah, it's too strong for me. Like, and I'm not even trying to front, like, cause I'm a seasoned drinker, but it's just like
Right.
it just doesn't taste. It's made with Sprite, and I'm already not like a big Sprite person. Whereas the mojito's made with soda water instead of Sprite, so it's not as, I don't know. And I tried the other one. The other guy had, and I didn't like any of the other ones except the mojito. So, or this Polar was good too. This beer, but I don't really.
Not sponsored by Polar, but shout out.
But can be for a fee. Because I don't drink this in America. Like, we don't have these in America.
No.
So it might be, but we just don't have it or buy it. So we do like that there's like a shuttle here that will shuttle us places. So like that's where we went to the beaches. We went to a couple of them.
So some of the beaches here, like the roads are like pretty rough to get to the beach, right? So unlike last time we stayed downtown in the Marriott by the Rift Fort, and then we stayed at the Hilton, but it's not a Hilton anymore. It got sold.
Is it Dreams now?
Yes, Dreams.
Dreams, yeah.
But the Marriott downtown made their own beach, so it's like a man-made beach.
It's so nice.
And then the Hilton is right on the water, whereas this one is not on the water. So and then the actual beautiful beaches here are the ones on the west end, which is where we're at. But the roads to get there are not exactly perfect roads. You've been in roads where it's like dirt roads with bumps and all that kind of stuff. Well, last time we were here, I didn't want to have the rental car all tore up, and have to file some kind of insurance claim, that we busted up the rental car to get there. So we didn't go to these 3 beaches that are down here.
Yeah, so it's nice to switch it up and like actually see like.
But in this resort, they take you down there on a bus, so the bus can handle all these big potholes and stuff like that.
We sit in the front because I can't handle it. They'll be bouncing us around. Like, I've never got car sick before in my life until we came here.
But I would definitely say, like, even a full price, even at full price here,
it's worth
without
it.
the discount, just being able to have a shuttle to shuttle you places to enjoy the country, like,
it's worth it.
It's worth it. Like I say, the only negative of this resort, and this is actually like with most all-inclusive resorts, is that the food is not going to be a 10 out of 10, right? It's like cafeteria food. It's sitting in warmers, basically almost like it's the same feeling I feel when you get catered food at like events.
Yeah.
Like the food like was probably like super good when it was first cooked, but now that it's been heated up in warmers, like
it's not
like that top 10 food, right? But
see, and I think that's the part in my mind that I know that.
Yeah, we know that from being in all-inclusive resorts before.
So like I'm just like, well, I'm about to just take advantage of it, and I don't even think I put that much of a dent in the drinks. Like, I'm like, let me take advantage of these drinks. I probably have 5 or 6 drinks a night, like throughout the day.
Right.
And then by 9:30, like, or 10, I'm tired. So it's not really like I'm like, oh, let me kill this drink bar, because I'm really not. If you think about it.
Right.
As much as I could.
Let's say, and they have villas here, so like you see whole families, like it'll be
10 deep.
Grandparents, kids,
Husband,
grandkids,
and they got the villas rent out because there's like 3-bedroom, 2-bath here villas, which is cool.
So they're in the villa, they pop right out, they're right there at the bar,
with the
pool that's got all the kid amenities.
They can see their kids.
Kid friendly here.
They can see their kids from their balcony. That's pretty cool.
So Kakuna Aqua Resort,
Kanuku
Aqua Resort is pretty good, from what I can see. What do you think, babe?
Well, I already told you the number one reason why I picked it is because it was because we knew we narrowed it down that we wanted to go to Curacao again. And then I was like, well, shoot, let's use my discount. So because it's brand
Well, I think you searched
related.
all the Caribbean for Wyndham's.
Yes.
And for a discount.
I did.
Through the Wyndham.
I did. And then we're like, oh, well, let's just go to Curacao because we know that.
Yeah, we know that's going to be a good time. It's almost like it was going to be a guaranteed good time for the honeymoon. Whereas I think a lot of people, when they go on their honeymoons, they have no idea if it's going to be a good time or not.
Right. Like some people just pick something and then they're like, oh, well, we didn't know.
Like we knew exactly how it is here.
Yeah, we do. We did.
So.
I think even I had brought up, let's go to Antigua, but you were like, no. But they didn't have it all inclusive under my discount. And things are really,
Well, see, here's what happened in Antigua, right? So, you know, I went to school in Antigua.
For a long time.
And so, of course, you get downtime in school, so we were going to go get the day pass at Sandals. Mm-hmm. Well, we get up in there, and they're like, no day passes to students.
Just on this particular day.
So guess what?
They're not getting our business.
Now that I'm able to come back and ball like life, you know, ball is life or whatever, they ain't getting my business.
Right.
Right? So that one interaction might cost that Sandals resort
from years to come
$50,000, $60,000 in the future.
But yeah, so he wasn't the only student that they turned away. So like if they all felt the same way, you know, when they become doctors and they want to come back and spend money, they ain't spending it there.
They ain't going to Sandals, like, and they might be the best resort on the island. But I have no idea because they ain't let me in.
Mm-hmm. We went to the Jolly Roger instead. Resort for the day. Jolly Harbor Resort. And that was good too. That was really nice. But it's just further out. And you had to like drive there. And luckily Nate had friends already that had a car and wanted to take us. But
they wanted to go.
Right.
So we ended up not going back to Antigua. Plus, you know, we didn't have the discount. Which is great.
But and not saying that I wouldn't go somewhere because of discount, but we were like, well, you know, we had the free flight vouchers from the Dominican when we delayed our flight back home in last February. So we're like, well, let's use the flight vouchers. Only had to spend about $400 on flights versus, you know, $1,200, which is great. But then we kind of wanted to budget our trip because we want, you know, we're trying to be money cautious and save money and save the money to invest for the future. So we're like, what trip can we take for an extended period of time and enjoy it?
So it's not about how much money you make. It's about what you do with the money that you make, right? So speaking of that, on to more serious topics. So stock market's down. Bond market sucks. US dollar's down. Gold is down. Basically all investments are down. So you're 65, everything is down. Are you going to YOLO that retirement into a Caribbean resort?
And this is what I said in the room.
You putting all your money on red, on black, or on green?
Okay, red and black is what? Majority, right?
So the majority of people invest in what?
Red and black. And then green is the little sliver.
So this would be an alternative investment, right?
To be honest, in my situation, I would invest in resort because I'm 65. Like, if I hadn't made it yet by 65, like, what's the not saying, like, what's the likelihood you're going to make it, because I don't believe that you should limit yourself because of your age. But, like, if I haven't made it by 65, like, obviously I'm not doing something right.
We'll say if you got enough money to invest in a resort, that means you got millions of dollars.
At 65, though.
At 65, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're going to keep your money. This is the question. Are you going to keep your money in the stock market that you know is volatile?
Oh.
So or are you going to put it in something you consider to be safer?
I'm not.
But as an alternative reserve.
I think at 65, like, I'm going to YOLO it because, like, if I hadn't reached. Okay, so one of my dreams is to own a resort.
Right.
Because I'm in the industry also, like, I know about hotels, I know how to sell hotels, I know most of the ins and outs of hotels. I've never been a general manager of a hotel, but that doesn't mean that I can't be. But anyways.
It's more important to know how to sell it. You can always hire somebody to run it.
Right. I could figure out how to run it too, but
right. Sales.
Like, I have the background in hotels, so how cool would it be, even if it failed, to be an owner of a resort? So, like, if I wanted to, I could shut it down for my entire family, friends, to come hang out at the resort that I own.
It's expensive. It's super expensive.
I'm just
you must
saying,
love your family a lot.
They're alright. They can get it.
Right,
but I'm saying, like, and at that point, if I lose all of my money, which I know I wouldn't, because I'm very good with money and I know the hotel industry and I know I can get people to help me, and I have a network of people that can help me. But if it just happens to fail, like, I'm 65, like, the government's going to take care of me. So why not try? Like, why not live, you know? And if I have kids and stuff, like, really, it's their money that I'm going to be, their future money is what I'm blowing, so.
I think you said something else, too, that it's like, at a certain point, you know, the government starts taking your assets to pay for your medical care.
That's the whole point, yeah. That's the main point.
And that if you could find a way to put this asset into a trust,
yeah,
so that your family inherits the asset,
hopefully, if it works out,
instead of you giving the money to the government.
Correct.
Then it makes sense to
do that.
Put it into something like that. But the problem with all-inclusive resorts is the overhead, right? You make a lot of money, but you also have to spend a lot of money and do a lot of work to make that money.
But I feel like here you can kind of see it compared to the Dominican. There is not that many. The overhead is very low here compared to the Dominican. As you can see,
they've definitely decreased the.
As you can see, it takes 3 people to do one thing.
Anything. Travel in twos.
So, as we just witnessed.
But that being said, then that makes it also, you know, there's ways to make it more efficient, right, with the right manager. But you just have to build your team, right? So, you know, I had a thought this morning. It's like some people are the T-Rex, the lone wolf, whatever you want to call it, you know, a predator that is just by themselves, and then some people are raptors.
You said T-Rex, I'm thinking like baby hands.
Baby hands. Some people have
baby hands.
And then they try to touch you like this or whatever. And puts his hand in the thing.
Stop.
But
my germs.
But you know, but most people are velociraptors, right? Velociraptors are a pack, right? So to be successful, you have to find your pack, right? You find the team around you that would make you successful. So that's really the only way that this would work, is if you would actually find the team that works. So that happens over time. So hopefully by the age of 65, you found your pack. And if you hadn't, then it may not be a good idea, right? And that really goes for any investment, right? That requires a lot of work.
I mean, you should have knowledge of your investments.
So so investing, that's the number one thing, right? In investing, that's the number one thing, right? You have to have knowledge of what you're investing in. So the reason Meredith says, okay, I'm investing in hotels, is because she knows hotels. Right? So this 65-year-old person that we've come up with may not know about hotels.
But then they can hire me to be their consultant.
Consultant is definitely a possibility. But at some point, like, there's not enough money to overcome the time, right?
Yeah.
As you upgrade in your success level, right? It's really almost like you're donating. It's more of a donation than actually being paid as a consultant, right? Mm-hmm. But there's people out there that's just their whole thing is the consulting money. They're not actually making any money as.
But if we get to the point where we're wealthy enough and well off enough to help people under us,
then we would. Yeah.
Then we would.
We're going to help people on the way up, like at the level we're at. There's people,
right?
That need our help now,
we do. Like I was thinking about like how McLaughlin wants to talk to us about business.
Yeah.
Like he's
trying
to give back and help because he's on his way up to his peak. I feel like. I don't think he's at the peak yet because he's doing a lot more stuff now. You know what I mean? So like he's helping on his way up. So.
It depends on the peak, right? Some people's peak is Mount Everest. Some people's peak, is the hill over there. That's
true. No, we Mount Everest. Mount Kilimanjaro.
So, and you've heard of the phrase like the nail that sticks out is the one that gets hammered. So right now, the nail that's sticking out is Andrew Tate, right?
I'm going to talk about him.
No, we're not. We're just an example.
Oh, okay.
And obviously you start spouting out stuff like you get hammered, right?
And he did. But he could have been doing bad things. We don't know. He got hammered.
Yep.
Because he brought attention to it and himself.
So the point of that is sometimes you don't want to be Mount Everest. Because Mount Everest is the one everybody's hitting at. Well, a better example is Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk buys Twitter. Now all of a sudden this whole side, whole political side is against him.
Because he wants to let people
Because now he's a billionaire with a media company.
Right, so he controls
the narrative. Mm-hmm. Whereas before he was just a billionaire. Right, so now he's the nail that's getting hammered, right? So
to the moon, Elon.
So that lawsuit, they've just picked jurors for that. From his 2018 tweet about how he was going to take Tesla private.
They're suing him for that?
Yes, because he tweeted it.
Why?
Because that moved the market. So if the stock price is at 300, he says he has...
People sold it off?
He said, I have it bought for 400. Immediately the stock price goes from 300 to 400. He caused that stock price to move as a CEO of the company, which is illegal.
Oh.
So he already got fines from the SEC and all that, but the people that may or may not have lost money because of that
are suing him.
That's right.
They must be rich then, because they don't care.
You don't even have to be rich. Like Tesla, you could have bought it $12, $10, $8 in 2012. Like anybody could have bought Tesla.
Why didn't we do that?
Well, number one, we didn't have the knowledge, right, at the time.
2012, I was graduating. I felt sad. I think I was on antidepressants. Because I didn't know.
Because I wasn't there.
Right. And I didn't know what I was going to do with my life after that. And I was working at a hotel for $10 an hour.
Dang, you was making good money.
And I was looking back at it after I graduated, I was like, I made $10 an hour. Minimum wage was $7.25. And like I left that internship for $10 an hour, and I went to work for a hotel in the hood for $7.25.
Right.
Well, I negotiated to $9 because of I was the only minority at the hotel.
Italian. Only Italian.
Basically, they said okay because they needed me.
Right.
They needed someone that looked like me to work there. That's what they said. So then I was like, oh, cool. I'll take $9 to work here. But I was still under $1. And then when everybody else found out, I was like, you should negotiate it. Like, you can't just be taking what you are offered. Like, we're women, too. We're all women. Like, you need to fight. Anyways, that's digressing into a different topic. But anyways, yeah, basically I didn't have
when
the
you're
knowledge.
coming from a position of power, so as in you already have a job.
I didn't have one.
This new career path or new job, or you're in a situation where there's so many jobs out there that you could take.
There wasn't then, though.
Then obviously you can negotiate your salary better. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be, what is that job worth? What is that position worth in the open market? And if you're higher than that, when cuts come around, you're going to be the one that gets cut.
Oh, I quit before I was cut, so.
You know, so not necessarily saying, you know, the front desk job, but I'm talking about, like, you know, higher paying jobs. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't want to be that person that's like super overpaid, so then you get cut.
You're talking about the nail again.
Yep, you're the nail that sticks out,
mm-hmm.
like, and you get hammered, right? So there's a lot of people that, you know, and maybe they made a crap ton of extra money, you know, and they can survive being unemployed for another year, you know, before they get picked up at a lower salary because of that, you know.
Well, I didn't mean to digress into that. I was just saying in 2012 we were not knowledgeable.
Right.
I was more concerned about
just having a job
having
in 2012.
a job in 2012, yeah.
Like there were no jobs, right?
Right.
So there's no position of power in 2012 to negotiate your salary. Like,
but I did.
You were just happy to have a job at that time.
I mean, yeah, I was happy, but I negotiated.
You know, because otherwise you weren't going to eat, right?
But literally, remember that day? Like, because you drove me around to multiple hotels that day.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was, like, my only skill beside, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Harris Teeter and that?
Harris Teeter and that at that time.
Yep.
And I wasn't going back to Harris Teeter, so, at that time. Because everybody told me, you'll be back. Like, you'll see. And I was like, no, you won't. I'm not going to be back.
That's also a negative about job placement too. Is like you get, like, you know, so you finally find a job that'll give you money, that'll pay you, and then you're like stuck in that career path.
A lot of people were.
Right, like so.
Especially when the economy was bad.
Like you got 5 years experience, you know, in hotels, and you really want to be on the radio, like. Mm-hmm. The radio's like, well, you're in hotels. Like, why are you applying to this job? Or you got to start all over.
Now,
or say you've worked your way up in hotels. All of a sudden, you're management in hotels, but you really want to be on the radio, and you have to go all the way back down.
I was gonna say, but now you can. It's different from 10 years ago. I'll say 2012 from 10 years ago because now you can create, like just like we're doing. We're creating our own radio station.
Yep.
We're creating our own outlet, whereas 10 years ago that wasn't a thing.
Nope. Wasn't possible.
So we're still able to do stuff that we love to do, and also work what we're skilled
at doing
yeah. In the working world.
Well, that's also what's good now too, is that any skill you want to learn, you pretty much can learn it online.
Yeah.
You find the right mentor, and you can learn whatever skill you want. So if you actually want to, you know, invest in hotels and own hotels, then you could find a mentor that owns hotels that can teach you, right? Like,
how much is Hilton stock?
I don't know. Low, probably.
We probably need to get that. I like Paris Hilton too.
What you like about Paris Hilton?
Paris Hilton is like an icon.
She is.
Like legit. Like, I don't know. I just feel like she's.
Did you see that song they made about her?
Which one?
It's like a TikTok song they made about her.
Probably. She's probably in it.
Yeah, she was in it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. But that's what I'm saying, like,
she's always kept up with the trends, right? So then, you know, she could do something that, you know, trended, or
she could actually create the trend.
Create the trend, right?
Right.
So that's kind of like her little superpower.
But also,
but it's, you know, but she also comes from money, so people downplay her accomplishments because she comes from money.
Right, but she's a very talented person. She's an entrepreneur. She's from money. She's
and as far as I know,
trendsetter.
she graduated at the top of her class too.
Mm-hmm. She's smart. She's very smart. So she's a philanthropist. Like, she's part of like a really, really big organizations for like, I want to say I think it's like, I don't know. I don't want to misquote it, but she does a lot for charity. And, I don't know. Like I said,
but I talk about,
if Paris Hilton was a stock, I would invest in her.
But I talk about this with Paris and with Kim Kardashian.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like they were when they came up, they were pushing the envelope.
Kim learned from Paris because Kim actually was Paris's closet organizer, and she would sell Paris's clothes online.
Nice.
So Kim was first in that industry to sell clothes online.
Right.
For Paris and for all these like bigger celebrities, and then she started following Paris. She copied everything Paris did. So Paris like said hey to her fans. Like Paris addressed her fans. Like Paris took pictures with her fans. Kim in the back burner was hanging out with Paris because Paris was like, well, come out with me. Kim would step aside, watch Paris, take pictures. Like, excuse me, like I just want a picture with Paris. So Kim would literally step aside, and she learned everything she knows from Paris Hilton.
That's awesome.
Anyways, you were talking about Paris and Kim. I'm sorry, I'm passionate.
Yeah, so, they pushed the boundaries.
That was what I was saying.
At the time.
Paris really pushed the boundary. Kim was like a sidekick at the time.
So they pushed the boundaries, but now the boundaries so far into rated R, into rated X, like, basically all these Instagram models are going towards OnlyFans. Right? There's no, we're just taking pictures now. Right?
Yeah.
And they're building their empire that way.
Look, 2009, 2010, 2011, there probably won't ever be an era like that in our time frame.
Right.
It was just a time to live.
So
you know what I'm saying? It's like during the...
But it's like now everything that comes out, it's not even a surprise anymore. Like when they push it to more and more derogatory things, right? Like you're not even surprised anymore.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm like, that it's unnecessary to a certain degree. I'm not like a prude, but at the same time, I'm like...
Like a movie came out with a man birthing another man last year, like...
What?
One of the A24 movies.
Oh. Well, that was a thing in the news where men can do that now.
Anyway.
Like you can implant a uterus in you right now and you can have a baby. So they just took it to the extreme and did a movie about it and made it gross. But technically...
But that was actually in the movie theater, like...
Yeah.
Whereas 10 years ago, that would have never flowed. Like, that would not happen.
I mean, but I think that was the
like
point.
This pushing the boundary.
But that was the point. They thought it... Yeah, it's pushing the boundary, but the point of that movie was that it was like showing the extreme of our culture. Like, because that's extreme.
Yeah.
For a man to...
All A24 movies are extreme.
But for a man to birth... Like, that's a thing, though. Like, you can do it. I can implant a uterus in you, and you can do it. Instead of me. But
You'll have to show me that. You'll have to show me that.
But A24 took it to the extreme and took that piece of news and then made it a movie. So they were just doing the extreme of what could actually be done now. So. The whole point was, should I invest in Hilton?
The answer is yes.
I think so. Because I like Hilton. We use Hilton. I mean, this isn't a Hilton, but... Just kidding.
Should you invest in a hotel chain? Yes.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Or should you do triple net?
What's that?
So a lot of commercial and a lot of
you're doing
retail
that.
space.
You already have that.
Is what they call triple net properties, where the owner is not responsible to take care of anything.
No, but I'm saying you're invested.
The tenant takes care of everything,
but
they pay you rent for your building.
But we're not. I mean, we're not doing that.
I'm doing that through what's called a REIT,
right?
A real estate investment trust, right? I'm not doing that personally right now.
Right.
Because we have other goals first. But honestly,
if a deal came along, we would.
If a deal came along, we'd definitely try to jump on it. You know what I mean?
Push out.
But retail is very scary for people. The triple nets is very scary for people right now because, you got all these big retail companies struggling against the online companies that have less overhead or cheaper. Mm-hmm. And there's still a huge section of the country that still loves to go in the store and touch things, and a lot of retail hasn't figured out what those things that they love to touch and actually buy are, right? And even if you go in and touch something, you still may look on Amazon and see if it's cheaper there and buy it and have it sent to the house, right? So so triple net is scary to a lot of people. Office space is super scary to people because everybody started working from home, right? And only a few companies have required their people to come back into the office. So what's going to happen to those buildings? Like once once the leases are up, it's like will those people renew the lease, or will they just let their people keep working from home, right? Because a company can save millions of dollars by letting their people work from home. So but anyway, this video is brought to you by Ensorsale.com. Ensorsale is family.
Yeah, you're on our honeymoon with us. Thanks. Don't watch us later.
Together we can rise up from humble beginnings.
Like a phoenix.
Like the phoenix that's sitting beside me. Right? Through the messages on our t-shirts. And inspire others through the messages on our t-shirts.
You would think that he was the one drinking, not me.
Just frustrated with a junkie.
A junkie?
You and your...
I'm not a junkie. Oh, how did my earring get up there? Exactly. Was it like that the whole time?
Probably.
Oh my god. No, it wasn't.
We'll find out.
We'll find out, but don't make fun of me.
this video is brought to you by Ensorsale.com. Ensorsale is family. Together we can rise up through humble beginnings and inspire others through the messages on our t-shirt.
Yeah.
We hope you become part of our family today.
You are.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
For sure.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.